So y'all, want to show you guys something kind of different today. This is like just a little look at some of, not all my vintage diecast, but these are ones that I don't know how many years ago, but some time ago, I had kind of organized into these cases here. I'll give you just a quick look first before I go on further. It was these Fastlane 48 car cases, and it's funny, I'm seeing now, still got the price tag on there from Toys R Us back in the day, and it looks like I'd actually gotten them on a clearance or something. $5.99. Fucking Toys R Us. I ain't gonna turn this into a commentary on Toys R Us, but $5.99 for a case? I feel like, wow, even back then, just robbing people. Anyway, so there's a quick look. I'm gonna look through each of these cases, and just a quick look. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases here. Again, I intend this to be a quick look. I don't know if at some other point, maybe after I go through and they're not totally like sorted and organized. They're just kind of I imagine they're kind of grouped together. Yeah, before we actually get into the cases, though, I want to show you something else that's kind of cool. And this is all stuff. Well, I'll say that later. Let's just take a look at these real quick. So I do have a few carded ones, and these 3 right here are sealed. This one is opened. Looks like I taped it back up at some point. So vintage goodness right here. And that, you know what, if I didn't even say that from the beginning, that's what these are. These are all vintage diecast. I have so much more modern ones since I've been collecting as an adult, both loose and sealed. Not as much sealed, I don't save stuff sealed, but with Hot Wheels, I guess most of the stuff I would save sealed is stuff that's like, it might be worth something later on the line, or not even really worth something, but just stuff that's flippable, especially like the import stuff, or, I don't really have many, if any. Yeah, I have a few treasure hunts and maybe like one or two supers. Anyway, that's for another time. So there's these. So what I was about to say, if I didn't mention it regarding all of these, not only are they vintage, but this is all stuff from my childhood collection. None of this is stuff that I bought. I'll say it again just for those who don't really know me. I don't collect vintage. I have a lot of vintage because it's stuff that I actually still have from my childhood. Now, if you also know me well enough and have followed, you know that I have also let go of tons of stuff from my vintage collections. And again, this is stuff that was actually my childhood toys. I have not acquired any vintage toys as an adult collector. I paused for a second. I was about to turn this into a commentary about vintage collecting. I'm not a vintage collector, just to put it simply. So anyway, I want to just go through these cases, give you guys a look. I don't know what's the best way to open these. Anyway, okay, there we go. So just to give you an idea, if some of you collect Hot Wheels and diecast, you might actually already recognize some of these. Again, this is just a quick look through. I'm not going to go through everyone, but here, just to give you an example. And if I'm not mistaken, this is what would be considered the red lines, I think. What year is this? 1967. Custom Volkswagen. And there's an actual beetle on the beetle. So I don't know if that, there might be a few that are from the 60s. This one also 69. You can kind of tell by the paint jobs. Oh, this is already 70's. That one's pretty cool though. So I think I would imagine not a whole lot 60's here. There's some cool ones. What is this? Yeah. So I imagine if there's any others from the 60's, they might be here. But look at this. This is cool. Gold. 69. So anyway. Hook. That's a cool one. So I'll lift these up. Just to give you a quick look. I was just, with these first ones, I was just kind of looking at them to get an idea of like their dates and stuff. Look at that. How unique is that? What year is that? 77. That's my birth year. Anyway, but I'm not gonna be looking at each one in detail. Again, this is just a quick look, and this is, oh, look at that. This is cool. I like that. My dad, he served 20 plus years in the Navy, and then after the Navy, he also served 20, I don't know if he served over 20 years, but at least 20 years in the U.S. Postal Service as well, so it's always kind of weird, aside from the fact that I'm a big fan of the Postal Service just because it's how we get stuff. My dad also worked for the Postal Service. Anyway. These ones are Matchbox. Look at that. Always loved the, ever since I was a kid and up until now. 19 was at 76. I was going to say, ever since I was a kid and up until now. The military ones are some of my favorite ones. Oh, look at that. Real rubber treads. 70, is that 76 also? Yeah. I think. Look at this one. That's cool. Is this a Volkswagen also? I think. Yeah. It's a Golf. Here's this from 76. I wonder if these... Yeah, oh, check that out. These surfboards actually come off. That's cool. Here's another cool military one. Swamp Rats. Alright. Oh, that one's cool too. That's unique. I like the ones, there's a lot of cool cars. But I like the ones that are also very unique. So there's all those. Ooh, look at this. Steam Loco, 1978. That is really cool. I want to take a look at this one real quick. I remember as a kid. Now, as I mentioned, these are ones that I have at some point, and as an adult already, I sorted into these cases. But I know, and I don't know if maybe I'll do a video of that as well at some point. I have a large bag full that basically fills up a box full of loose die-casts that were just in, these are all in fair to good, and some of them great condition. But that bag of other loose ones are all just totally played with. So, I didn't want to store them like these. And I know I probably have more of this in those loose ones with these. I always liked this as a kid, the removable motorcycles. So, anyway, what is that? Whoa, look at that. This thing is heavy. Compared to the average, that's heavier. All right, so 2 down. 1 more to go. Okay, I think this is the one I opened first. Yeah. So this one has I don't think these are, yeah, these are like totally different companies. There's all these Snoopy ones right there. Look at this. Dukes of Hazzard. This is, well, I can't do this with one hand, but this snaps into place, and I'm sure it still works. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm going to try to do that one hand, but then also I had, like, the launcher. what was it? Finger racers. I don't know what brand this was. I can't see them. I'm looking at it through my phone screen. I should just be looking at it with my eyes, but then you won't see it. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. And then there's these peanuts, or these Snoopy ones, made by Aviva. So I wonder what year these actually were made, because it has years, but I think those are like the copyrights for the characters and stuff. I don't know about the actual cars, like how that says 1950, but that's the copyright. This definitely is not from 1950. So anyway, there's those. Quite a few Snoopy ones right there. There's these. I don't even recognize these. Play art. Interesting. Play art. Xylmex. Interesting. Any of you guys familiar with these? Xylmex, I think several of these are Xylmex. I could have been pronouncing that totally wrong, but... And then these are those key racer things. I don't know exactly what they were called by Kidco, but I got a few here. Don't have the keys for them. They had, like, if you're not familiar, they had these keys that you stick them back and you squeeze and don't launch them. Spring-loaded, basically. Okay, there's just those there. And a few more here. I wonder if these are... What company are these? Look at that. Sierra, and it's a sticker. Wow, no idea. No idea. They're just made in Hong Kong, so I don't know if anybody's an expert on diecast and recognizes these. Silver Shadow. Oh, this one is either Yat Ming or Yati Ming. Wow. This is, oh, Yat Ming, I guess. And this one also, no markings other than made in China. This is also Yat Ming. Okay. Interesting. Several Yat Ming cars there. Just curious. Oh, what's that? Yeah, I can't make that out. I'll look into that later. We got 2 more cases to get through. I said this would be quick, but if you know me, you know how how I can be. Anyway, these actually look like they might be Hot Wheels. Yep. Look at this. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Mini Trek. 81? Some pretty cool stuff here. Now look at this. I know I have more of these. I think I have it in a bag with those other loose ones. I guess this is the only one in good enough condition to store in here. This is one of those ones. So it's made by Mattel, but it wasn't under the Hot Wheels line. I can never remember. I know I've put them out there probably on Facebook at some point years ago and got some answers, but I don't remember. So if any of you are experts on these teeny tiny diecast cars, you have any idea what line that was? So anyway, there's some more. Yeah, these are all Hot Wheels, I believe. Here's another cool, unique one. A Truckin'. It's actually like a funky dump truck. Here's another cool one for the Volkswagen fans. Does this open? Oh, I think. I'm not sure. Hard to do this with one hand. Yeah, it opens. And it's got a spare tire on the roof. That's really cool. Hair splitter. These look like more Matchbox. More military ones too. That's cool. Roll-o-matics. Oh, those ones that, yeah, when the wheels roll, it has like an action. You see the turret moving there. Even this one too. See the, it's hard to do it with one hand, but there you go. There you go. Lion. Oh, look at this. This is an old ass Lamborghini. Is it a Lamborghini? No, I think it's just a, oh, it is a Lamborghini. So old ass Countach, super old. Oh, what's this? Pantera. Ow, hurt my finger there. Got stuck. Pantera. Interesting. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna try to go through these a little faster. You know, as I'm showing you this is like the first time I'm looking at these for many years. That's why I'm kind of like, you know, I'm just checking them out at the same time. Minnehaha. So even though I actually intended this to be a lot quicker. At least I was ready. Where are these? These also Matchbox? Yeah, I'm thinking these are also Matchbox. Yeah, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, Matchbox. Oh, this looks cool. Alright, so that's that. Oh, look at this. This is so funky. Cool. Viper van. That is really funky. Look at the back opens. What this deco is. Oh, it's an ambulance, that deco. So anyway, alright. Winding on down, I got one more case to get through here. And I imagine if you're still watching at this point, you're really into these. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Yeah, I'm gonna save that for last. What do we got here? Let's see. Oh, these are Corgi Juniors. And it looks like actually they kind of, I'm thinking these are similar. They might be, no, that's Ertl. Tomica. Wow, vintage Tomica. Okay, so I guess these are all Corgis. I'm guessing. Yeah. And I know these are Corgi as well. But yeah, I was gonna save this for last, but I just want to get to these. They're so cool. Look at that. 1976. Yeah, that 1960s Batmobile. And other cool DC comics themed ones. Penguin, the Joker. So while Marvel did, or Hot Wheels, Mattel did some Marvel ones, it looks like Corgi at the time got the DC license. Check that Batcopter out. Look at the details inside there. Oh, that's cool. Superman ship, Wonder Woman car, Shazam, Superman van. Oh, look at that, 007. Lotus is spree. Oh, Hot Wheels did the Lotus, but not in this, the submersible version, submarine version, whatever you want to call it. Look at this. I'm pretty sure this 007 as well. You know why? Bam. Yeah. This would definitely fall under the, they don't make them like they used to type things. Is this Corgi? Yeah, that's Corgi too. Bugs Bunny. That's interesting. And then, what's this? Buck Rogers, right? I think. Yeah, Buck Rogers, Starfighter. Look at that. You can spread the wings out. This is something, unless they have. Has Hot Wheels done this in their retro entertainment series? They should. They haven't. So anyway. Here's some more of those, like, here's what it'll look like. what brand was this? Kidco. So, and I can't effectively do this with one hand, but you know, you would insert the key in there, then you press that, and then send the cars launching. So it looks like I have these. And I'm like, how do I know the keys? I guess they had matching keys. So yeah, these ones all have their keys. And there's, what are these? More Kidco. I guess these are regular diecast from Kidco. More Kidco. Cool. Oh, this is Tomica. Look at that. Wonder what year this is. Fuji semi-decker type bus. Look at that. That's just cool. Oh, look, 18 van. Ertl. 1988 BA. I think these are all licensed down here. Yeah. It's from Smokey and the Bandit. Stickers. Dukes of Hazzard. Yeah. Oh look, this is Cannonball Run. Also that Ertl. This is also Cannonball Run. Interesting. And these, I think these are all Tomicas. Yeah, this is so cool to see these vintage Tomicas. I wonder, now, you know, one thing going back that these are from my, you know, from my childhood. The majority of these are, you know, before I started buying my own toys, obviously. So, you know, these are all stuff that mainly my dad would have gotten for me, my brother and I, actually. So I'm curious though about these Tomicas. If these were gotten here in the United States, or while he was overseas, or while we were overseas. Like I was born in the Philippines, brought to the U.S. at 6 months old. So I lived here pretty much my entire life. So, but my dad, he was in the Navy and he traveled quite a bit before I was born, and it could have been then, or it could have been at some point when we vacationed in the Philippines when I was a kid. But yeah, that's really cool. You know, as a fan of modern Tomica cars, it's cool to see these. So anyway, there you have it. I know I said this is going to be a quick look, but yeah, I apologize if, you know what, it is what it is. So there you have it. If you are into these, I hope that you enjoyed. As always, thanks for watching.